This video looks at the life and career of Roberta Flack, a piano prodigy with a golden voice. She came from a small mountain community in North Carolina and went on to top the pop charts and win multiple awards. She was born Roberta Cleopatra Flack in Black Mountain in 1937. Her mother was a church organist. The family moved to Arlington, Virginia, and Roberta spent her formative years in the D.C. area, where she sang in the church choir. She started playing piano at age 9, and by the time she was 15 years old, she had mastered the instrument. She was granted a full music scholarship to Howard University, where she became one of the youngest students to ever enroll there. Roberta graduated college at age 19. She began a graduate degree in music, but the unexpected death of her father caused her to return to North Carolina, this time in Farmville, where she got a job teaching English and music. Not long after, Roberta returned to D.C. and taught junior high school while giving music lessons privately. During evenings and weekends, she would play various nightclubs. At the Tivoli Theater, she would accompany opera singers on piano, and in between sets play blues, folk, and pop music in the back room. She had regular gigs at the 1520 Club and Mr. Henry's restaurant singing and playing piano. Her voice teacher at the time encouraged Roberta to focus on pop songs, and this helped jumpstart her career. One night in a DC nightclub, jazz pianist and singer Les McCann discovered Flack singing, and he was floored by what he saw. McCann got her an audition with Atlantic Records, and in November of 1968, she recorded almost 40 song demos in just 10 hours.
Got confusion.
3 months later, the studio cut her debut album, First Take, in only 10 hours as well.
Mother against daughter, father against son,
The album featured John Pizzarelli on guitar and Ron Carter on bass, and it received critical acclaim.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roberta Flack.
In 1971, Flack was invited to participate in the Soul to Soul concert film by Dennis Sanders. The concert, a celebration of the African nation of Ghana's Independence Day, featured a who's who of celebrities, including Wilson Pickett, Ike and Tina Turner, Santana, and the Staple Singers. In 1972, Flack's cover version of the Shirelles' Will You Love Me Tomorrow reached number 76 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. But her records were not selling that well for Atlantic. That is, until Clint Eastwood included one of her songs from First Take in his directorial debut, Play Misty for Me. That song, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, remained number 1 on the chart for 6 weeks and gave Roberta Flack her first million-selling album.
The first time ever I saw your face.
That same year, Roberta was performing at Mr. Henry's, and she sang her rendition of Carole King's You've Got a Friend. Famed Atlantic Records producer Jerry Wexler happened to be in the audience, and he was so taken with Roberta's interpretation, he suggested to Flack that she should record it, with Donny Hathaway. Flack and Hathaway had been friends during their time at Howard University, and so it seemed like a natural pairing. The two artists, who had both achieved fame on their own at this point, created what became a super duo. Their recording of Where Is the Love won a Grammy Award in 1973, and they would go on to record multiple chart-landing songs throughout the 70s.
Where is the love? Where is the love? The first time ever I saw your face.
Flack also won a Grammy in 1973 for Record of the Year with The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. She would follow up with another record of the year in 1974, the tune she would become most well known for.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
Killing Me Softly with His Song would be her most popular song, and Roberta Flack was the first artist ever to win that Grammy Award 2 years in a row. The parent album, Killing Me Softly, would become Flack's best-selling album, one that went double platinum. That same year, she would also release Feel Like Making Love, her third and final #1 single on the Billboard charts.
I feel like making love to you. When we grow up, will I be pretty? Will I be big and strong?
Also in 1974, she performed alongside a young Michael Jackson in the children's TV special Free to Be, You and Me.
Well, I don't care if I'm pretty at all, and I don't care if I never get tall.
Roberta Flack would go on to perform live and record other chart-landing records over the next decade.
Life is such a sweet insanity. The more you learn, the less you know.
In 1986, she sang the theme song to NBC's hit show Valerie, later named The Hogan Family. She received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1999, and that same year, her South African concert tour was attended by Nelson Mandela. In 2012, Flack released an album of all Beatles covers called Let It Be Roberta.
He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot.
She had lived across the hall from John Lennon and Yoko Ono in their apartment in New York in the mid-70s. In 2020, Roberta Flack received a Grammy Award for Lifetime Achievement, her 5th Grammy. Her music has been featured in movies such as the Dirty Harry film Sudden Impact, Paul Thomas Anderson's 1997 film Boogie Nights,
and my Dirk, I always felt like Dirk was my baby.
The first time
and X-Men Days of Future Past.
ever I saw your face.
She is generally considered a major influence on the mid-70s contemporary R&B known as Quiet Storm, known for its smooth sounds and romanticism. Although some music critics have pointed out that her sound was not as gritty as other soul and blues singers, her voice has been hailed as luscious, and her piano playing is impeccable. She has been referenced in songs by artists from Flying Lotus to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And of course, her biggest hit became a huge hit for the Fugees, with Lauryn Hill faithfully singing in Roberta Flack's style.
Strumming my pain with his finger, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with this song.
She has been a long-time spokesperson for the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or ASPCA. As a member of the Artist Empowerment Coalition, she advocates for the rights of artists to control their creative properties. She also founded an after-school music program, the Roberta Flack School of Music, at the Hyde Leadership Charter School in the Bronx, New York, which offers free music education to underprivileged students. Roberta Flack is honored in her birthplace of Black Mountain in a striking mural on the side of Black Mountain Brewing. This piece by Chapel Hill artist Scott Nurkin is one of several in a series of murals commemorating great North Carolina musicians.
Suzanne takes you down to a place by the river.
What are your memories of Roberta Flack and her music? I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more about other great musicians from North Carolina. Thanks for watching.
That's why you wanna be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China.